Now, this is a question which requires you to have a chronological understanding, to have a basic chronology. If you don't understand the dates, at least you should know the year, right? So that you can make a chronology, right? 1944, 45, 46. The problem will arise if there are two dates which have the same year. Then you will try to understand which is the date when you can basically chronologically arrange them, right? So here also you have been given codes. Again, your problem has been made easy because of the kind of coding that is given. So even if you know the basic thing, even if you know the starting of the idea, one or two of these questions, you will be able to answer this question very prominently, right? So, Gandhi-Jinnah talks on the Rajaji formula. Shimla Conference, arrival of the cabinet mission, direct action day, Lahore Resolution for Pakistan. As you can see, all of these events are basically talking about the uh, two nation theory, how the demand for Pakistan, demand for separate state by the Muslim League and by Jinnah, and how these negotiations took place, right? So if you see, the first thing that happens in if you use basic commonsensical thing, historical application in this context, you will see how this staging has been done. Resolutions is the first stage of any kind of endeavor. First, you create a resolution to act upon something. When you are done with your resolution, then basically you present that resolution to certain people, have negotiation with it, have talks on it, based on which you have certain conferences, based on which there will be borderline discussions, larger discussions, right, with the state, and based on which certain actions will take place, right? Now, first thing first, as I told you, the first thing that will come is Lahore Resolution, because Lahore Resolution was the key cornerstone of the two nation theory and its application on real life. Till now, what we see that the two nation theory, the autonomous Muslim identity, they were all abstract ideas that were given philosophical and political justification. But now, after Lahore justification, this resolution became a mission for Muslim League to assert their right for a two nation, for a separate nation, right? So 1940, March 1940 is the time when Lahore Resolution was passed. But this idea was not supported by almost any leader of the Congress, right? And there were a lot of mistrust and tussles and struggles and talks regarding this. This is also a time the Second World War is going on. So the Britishers are not yet ready to take into consideration such a demand, right? So they wanted the support of the British government, of the Indian leaders in their war effort. On the other hand, the Congress was dealing with the question of full independence, the question of quit India movement, how to regulate these kind of ideas. In between this, we have a particular talk, which is the Gandhi-Jinnah talk, based on the Rajaji formula. Now, Rajaji formula is called Rajaji formula because it was charted out by C.R. Rajagopalachari, right? Rajagopalachari provided a kind of framework uh, to navigate through the process of what he considered to be can be a possible division, right? What can be a negotiating factor? But Jinnah was not agreeing on this idea of Rajaji formula. Gandhi and Jinnah had a talk in 1944 regarding the Rajaji formula, right? But Jinnah was not ready to accept the notions, right? Particularly, he was not ready to accept the fact that the plebiscite that they are talking about, the plebiscite about moving either remaining in India or going to the newly formed Pakistan. Pakistan will form later, right? So the question was there, who will be able to vote for the plebiscite, right? Jinnah wanted only the region that constitute the region of what later became Pakistan. Only those sections should be involved in plebiscite and not the other Muslims, right? But based on certain these kind of problems, the Gandhi-Jinnah talks didn't materialize. Right? Shimla Conference, which is also called the Wavell Plan. Right? Shimla Conference was a conference where the Wavell Plan was put into consideration. Right? So it happened in the year 1945. Right? Cabinet mission, we all know it happened in the year 1946. Okay. But the failure of the cabinet mission to provide a satisfactory policy of the transfer of power, because by now the Second World War had already gone, and there was no reason Britishers could delay their exit from India. So they wanted to formulate a kind of policy which can be used as a form of transfer of power, how to divide the state, how transfer of power will take place, how the state will be partitioned. All these notions were discussed in this context, right? But the failure of cabinet mission to provide a satisfactory notion for the Muslim League, right, uh, led to the direct action day, which happened on 16th August 1946. Okay. So eventually, our first thing is E is the first, A, B, C, D. 40, 44, 45, 46, 46. These are the five major notions, five chronologies on the basis of which we can divide the region. So E, A, B, C, D. This is basically our answer.